סעיף חייס. כל המצווס מבורך עליהם עובר לעשיוסון. פירוש, קודם, like says in שמואל, ויעבור את הכושי, פירושוי, רוץ והקדים לפונוב. ויעבור הכושי, he ran in front of the Cushi and he came closer. Yoav sent Achimaatz to tell David that his son Avshalom was killed. ויורץ Achimaatz דרך הכיכר, ויעבור את הכושי. Rashi explains, ויעבור means הקדים. He got in front of the Cushi. The same thing with the mitzvahs, mevorach aleim oiver la'asiyosam, before the mitzvah is done, not after. Same thing over here. The brachos have to be done oiver la'asiyosam, right before you do the asiyah, the mitzvah. לפי חוך, צריך לבורך על התפילה של יוד, אחר ההנוחו על הקיבורס. You make the bracha of tefillin shel yad after the tefillah is placed on the biceps. Hago bechen beshel roish koidem shemehadekon beroishoi. The Tur says you make the bracha of tefillin shel roish before you tighten the retzua around the head. Now this halacha is a machloikes rishonim between Rabbeinu Yerucham and the roish, like the Beis Yosef brings down. Rabbeinu Yerucham says you could do the bracha before even you put it on the kiboides, while you're holding the tefillin on the hand. The rosh holds has to be over l'asiyos, means close to the asiyah. The mechaber takes on the shitas harosh. You should make the bracha right before the asiyah, but not much before, not when the tefillin is on the hand and not on the kiboides. The Satmar Rov used to be noek like Rabbeinu Yerucham and make the bracha while the tefillin was on his hand before he put the tefillin on the kiboides. That's for sure. You should make the bracha while holding the tefillin in the hand, like in Hilchas Brachos, the Mogen Avraham brings down over here that the Mechaber Paskins, you should make the bracha while holding the chalo on the hand, the bread on the hand. You should not make hamoitzi before you hold the bread on the hand. By lulav, we have the problem to make the bracha on netilas lulav before you hold the ezrek, because once you hold the ezrek, you yoitze, and you should make the bracha before you do the mitzvah. So the mechaber gives a eitzah to hold the lulav in the right hand and the ezrek upside down, and make the bracha holding the ezrek in the hand, and afterwards turn the ezrek with the pitum up, so it comes out that you are making the bracha holding all the four minim on the hand. Some make the bracha al netilas lulav before they hold the ezrek on the hand, then they hold the ezrek, because the nusach habracha is al netilas lulav, not al netilas arba minim. Like the Toisus and the Rosh give eitzes in Mesechtes Sukkot Daf Mem Beis Amud Aleph, in Psochim Daf Zayin Amud Beis. Same thing by Abdullah. You should not make the bracha of besomim before you hold the besomim in the hand. The same thing by Abdullah when you make Borei Pri Hagofen holding the kois in the hand. But since you don't drink right away, you hold the besomim in the right hand and the kois holding it with the left hand. You make Borei Mini besomim, and the same thing with and then you hold the kois in the right hand, but never let the kois off the hands totally, because you made a bracha on the kois. Shabbos, when you cut the lechem, and you need lechem mishnah, some are makpit, like the Shittas HaRashba, to hold the hands on the lechem mishnah all the time. Even when cutting the lechem, the other lechem, the lechem mishnah, should not be put away until the first lechem is cut. But atifas tales, from the mechaber is mashma that you make the bracha after the atifa, before you throw the tzitzis back. But the minig ha'olam is to make the bracha before the atifa, when you're holding the talis behind, not after the atifa. See Be'er Moshe, Chelek Gimel, Tshuva Dalet. Omar Rabbi Yehuda, Omar Shmuel, Kol ha-mitzvahs mevorech aleim oiver la'asiyoson. Rabbi Yehuda says b'shem Shmuel, all the mitzvahs you make a bracha before the mitzvah is done. How do you know that the word oiver means before the mitzvah is done? Maybe oiver means after the mitzvah is done. Omar Rab Nachman bar Yitzchok, the Omar Kro, says by Shmuel, Vayorotz Achimaatz derech hakikor, Hayavor es hakushi. Achimaatz ran in front of the kushi, and he was makdim. This Gemara is brought down in Psochim Daf Zayin Amud Beis, Sukkot Lamed Tes Amud Aleph, Megillah Chov Aleph Amud Beis, Menochos Lamed Hey Amud Beis. What is the posik talking about? The posik is talking about when Avshalom, the son of David, was killed. In the middle of a civil war, he wanted to rebel against his father. Yoav sent the Cushi to tell David HaMelech the besura that his son was killed. Achimaatz wanted to be makdim, the Cushi, and he should say the besura. From here we learn the halacha that all the brachos has to be oiver la'asiyoson. The bracha should be done before the peula. And this halacha is brought down in Shulchan Aruch, Hilchos Tefillin, as the mekor from the din. We have to understand what does that mean, what is the story behind. Avshalom is David HaMelech's third son. First son was Amnon. The second son was Kilov. And the Gemara says that his real name was Doniel. Why is he called Kilov? Because he was born from Abigail, who was the wife of Novel previously. And Letzone Ador used to say that he wasn't David HaMelech's son. When he grew, his face looked just like David HaMelech, Bederech Neis, and he looked exactly like David, Kilov, like the father. Similar to this, Chazal say by Yitzchok, when he was born, people said, cannot be that he is the son of Avraham. The Rebbeinu Shlomo Mer Neis, and the eponym of Yitzchok was Doimel Avraham. Avraham oileted Yitzchok. Another tzorah that David HaMelech has to go through. In his times, he was the Poisek Hador, and he had Reshoim, who were also Talmidei Chachomim, and used to dispute and argue with what David HaMelech used to paskin. One of these people's name was Mephibosheth. Whatever David said, he would say the opposite. And it was very difficult for David HaMelech to disprove until Kilov was born. He used to disprove everything that Mephibosheth said. Kilov, Machlim Penei Mephibosheth be'alocho, used to embarrass Mephibosheth in alocha. That was David HaMelech's second son. And the third son was Avshalom. Avshalom's mother was Maacho bas Talmai Melech Geshur. How did David HaMelech take a daughter of a goy? Chazal say that she was a Yefas Toyer. She was captured during a milchoma. And as Chazal say, right after the Parsha from Yefas Toyer, we have the Parsha from Ben Soirer Umoire, to tell us that whoever takes a Yefas Toyer, the soif is that the child born from this marriage is not going to be a big tzaddik, but he's going to rebel against his parents. That is exactly what happened with Avshalom. Avshalom rebelled against his father, but he wasn't a real Ben Soirer Umoire, because Ben Soirer Umoire has to be somebody who's not even bar mitzvah. And one day in Chazal, that Ben Soirer Umoire never existed. But it's like a Ben Soirer Umoire. And why David HaMelech was punished with this rebellious son? Because of the Maaseh von Bas Sheva. David HaMelech wanted to marry Bas Sheva, the wife of Uriah Achiti, and he made sure that Uriah Achiti gets killed in the Milchoma. Because Uriah Achiti was also moired b'malchus, he took the preda of David HaMelech. Nobody's allowed to use the mule of the king, and he took Bathsheba for wife. And there was a little pegam, even though Chazal said that David HaMelech was not choite, but there was a little pegam, and through the tsa'ar of the redifa of Avshalom ben David, that was mechaper David HaMelech's small chait of Bathsheba. And after Avshalom was killed, then Shlomo ben Bathsheba was born, who became the Yoresh of the Malchus Beis David. What's the story with Avshalom? Avshalom was born with a very special and unique characteristic. He was the most handsome person from anybody in his generation. Miroisho at kaf ragle, from head to toe, nobody was as handsome as him, like the Posik says. And Chazal said that he was nichshel with that. He became a Nozir, and he let his hair grow, and he was very attractive, and everyone looked up to him. He was sure that he is going to be the next king, taking over his father's Malchus. Avshalom ordered to kill his older brother, Amnon, because Amnon took Tamar for wife. Tamar also was a daughter of David HaMelech from a different Yefas Toyer. The word got around that Avshalom was behind the murder, and he was persecuted. He became the talk of town. Avshalom ran away from his father to his grandfather, Talmai Melech Geshur. After a few years, he came back. David HaMelech didn't want to speak with him until Yoav convinced David HaMelech to make shalom with his son, and he brought his son Avshalom to his father David HaMelech. David HaMelech gave him a kiss on his forehead, and that gave a message to Avshalom that David HaMelech is not strong, and his belief that Avshalom is a Rosha. And he started to rebel against his father. First, he convinced the Sanhedrin and the Bezdin and the Yidden that his father likes him, and he's taking over the Melucha. Then he rebelled against his father, and he wanted to kill his own father. The first thing he did, publicly, he took the 10 pilakshim, the 10 wives from his father David HaMelech, and he was mezaneh with them publicly, showing that he is the Melech. David HaMelech had to run away for 6 months, and at the end of 6 months, there was a big civil war between David and his son. Avshalom took a mule, a preido, and he ran away because he was losing the milchama. His hair got caught in a Eitz Erez cedar tree. Since he was a Nazir and his hair wasn't cut, the preido, the mule, took off and he was hanging from the tree where he was killed. How was he killed? David HaMelech gave a gakono that they should not kill his son. Even though he's a moired b'malchus and he is a Navarian, he doesn't want his son to be killed. He wants him alive. Avshalom, his son, was hanging from the tree. One of the soldiers found him hanging from the tree. He right away called Yoav, the Sar from David HaMelech's army, and it showed him, we caught him, we have him. So Yoav asked the soldier, why don't you kill him? Even if you give me 10 coins of silver, I cannot kill Avshalom. His father, David HaMelech, told us not to kill him. Yoav couldn't resist. He took 3 shvotim, 3 sticks, pointy sticks in his hand. He aimed at Avshalom's heart, stabbing him with these 3 sticks through his heart into the tree. You, Avshalom, stole the heart of your father, of Sanhedrin, of Klal Yisrael. Your heart is going to be stabbed with these 3 sticks. You, Avshalom, took the 10 pilakshim from our king David HaMelech. You are going to be killed with 10 people. 10 of his soldiers came with sticks and he beat him up to death. He took the nevelo of Avshalom, threw it to the forest, the yard. He made a matzevas avonim, pile of stones, and everyone went home pleased that milchama was over. Now the question is, who is going to tell the Melech David that his son was killed? Yoav sends a Kushi, a ger from Kush, or the Schwarze, to run to David HaMelech and tell him that his son is finished. And the Kushi runs. Achimatz Ben Tzadok came to Yoav and says, I want to run and tell David HaMelech. And he wanted to cushion the Besora, to say it with a special chokhmah, not to surprise David HaMelech so strong. And the Kushi was running, but Achimatz took a shortcut and he was able to come before the Kushi. Vayavor es hakushi. He was makdim the Kushi. He came much before the Kushi came. And he told David HaMelech the milchama is over. David HaMelech asks Achimatz, what's with my son? He didn't want to answer. He says, I don't know. I saw a large multitude of people. Meanwhile, the Kushi was coming close. And David HaMelech says, somebody else is coming here to give me the news. The Kushi came and he asked the Kushi, tell me, how is my son? The Kushi says the first thing, whatever happened to your son should happen to all your enemies. David HaMelech understood what it meant. That means that his son was killed. He looked at Achimatz and he said, since you held back from telling me not such a good news, I'm going to reward you. And Chazal says, Akal b'chomer, if Achimatz got reward from holding back not such a good besora, if somebody's melamed chusen, Klal Yisrael, al achas kama v'kamo, he gets reward. But isn't Avshalom a moired b'malchus? He did such a great avedas. Rav Meir even says, En lo chelik lo mabo. David HaMelech goes up to his aliyah and he cries for his son and he says 7 times Beni, Beni Avshalom, Beni. The Gemara says with those 7 times he took the neshama of Avshalom out of Gehenim. There are 7 Gehenim. 7 madregas of Gehenim. Every time he mentioned Avshalom, he took him out from that. He took him out from one of the Madura Gehenim. And he said another 8th time, Beni, with that time, he took him into Olam Habo. From this 8 times that David HaMelech said, Beni, Avshalom, Beni, we learn that when a person says Kaddish for one of his parents, every day he takes him out from any of the 7 Maduros of Gehenim and he brings them the 8th time to Olam Habo. And also that a father is allowed to say Kaddish for his own son. What is the inyan that we learn from the Maaseh from David HaMelech and his son Avshalom, that we have to make a brocha oiver la'asiyosun, before the asiyah? We know from the Sforim HaKadoshim, Pri Etz Chaim, that a mitzvah is goyrem a certain oir, a certain light. A brocha is also goyrem a certain light. The brocha is goyrem a light which is called oir makif, a surrounding light, and the mitzvah is oir penimi, an inner light. The outer light protects the person from enemies. That's why why the Gemara says, if somebody does not make a broch on tefillin, he's not allowed to go to a milchama. He's not protected. He's going to be killed. The Gemara also says, me'uves lo yochon liskoin, if somebody does an aveda that he cannot correct, that is, somebody is moilid a mamzer. He created a mamzer. He can do nothing. He cannot kill them. He can do anything. But the Rizal says he could do something. If he does tshuva shleima, the mamzer will die. David HaMelech knew that this Avshalom was created because of the aveda of Uriah Achiti when he took Bathsheba. Even though Uriah was moilid b'malchus, he took the Apreida from David HaMelech, was still considered an aveda for David HaMelech. When Avshalom was moilid b'malchus, David HaMelech started to do tshuva, and he needed shmira from Avshalom. What makes the shmira? He did make brochos and birchas tefillin. David HaMelech was mesaken 100 brochos every day. Through the brochos, he created a certain shmira, and it was makpid to make the brochos oiver lasiyos, like the halacha is. And through his brochos, he wanted to have Avshalom, he should die memela. That's why he told them, do not kill my son. He's going to take care of it himself. And every day he was mispalel and he made brochos. So from here we learn the halacha. Before you do a mitzvah, you have to make the brocha oiver lasiyosum, before the asiyah. And we learn from Nachimatz that he was magdim, the kushi. He was magdim, was oiver lasiyosum, to tell David HaMelech that his brochos were hiskayim and Avshalom is gone. When he was running on the Preda, miramis of the Preda of Uriah Achiti also, and his averos were nischaper. And right after Avshalom was killed, Shlomo HaMelech was born, and he took over Malchus based on it.